Okay, so the next poem is Do Not Go Gentle into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. And that good night is like another meaning for death. And the first lines is the same as the title, Do Not Go Gentle into the Good Night. And the tone of the first stanza is kind of aggressive but lightly. It's because he's like towards the end saying rage, rage against the dying of the light, which is also like a metaphor for death. And he also uses a lot of imagery. Like he says, though wise men at their end know the dark is right, which the dark is also death. So there's a lot of words that kind of mean death, I guess you could say.
I kind of noticed how like he contrasts light and dark, and kind of like how the dark and like the dying of the light is like symbolic of death, and how like light is and it talks about like the close of day, and like how like what's light and what's related to the sun is like kind of symbolic of life.
Yeah. And also somewhere right here, I think it's like saying sudden flight, and I feel like that's what means life, and the sunset's like the death, so it's like a cycle of life, I suppose. And there's small shifts in between each stanza, and I feel like he talks about the different types of men, because there's the good men who are proud of their frail deeds, who have danced in the Green Bay, and I feel like the Green Bay is like a representation of life. And then he talks about the wild men, and he has like a regretful tone, because it says that, and they learn that it's too late, and they grieve it on their way, and says do not go gentle into the good night. And then he talks about the grave men, who are basically the ones that are closer to death, but they don't realize it because they are seeing blinding sight, which I think it's...
Yeah, that's an interesting like hyperbole, because it talks about like how like you're dying, so you're close to death, but like you see, because like with
blinding sight.
You like see like the true meaning of life once you're like that close to death, or like that like seriously into like dying.
And there's also a big shift towards the last stanza, because then it says, and you, my father, so it becomes more personal, because he is talking about his father. And it says, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. So he has a very desperate tone. And says, do not go gentle into the good night, which kind of reinforces his idea to fight against death, no matter how long you have till you leave, or regardless of what you achieved or your failures.
Yeah, that there is definitely like a major shift in the last stanza, because like the whole like pretty much all of the poem up until then is very like forceful in its like tone. Like it says rage, rage against the dying of the light, so it's very like it's very aggressive. Yes, it like tells you exactly what to do, but then it becomes very like desperate and pleading towards the end, which kind of like ties into the idea of like it's his father who is dying.
Yes. And throughout the poem that he was talking about his father all along, and that's not clear until towards the end.
Yeah.
And I feel like the theme is or he was being biased about fighting against death. So I feel like the theme is that one should always fight, even if it's like in their last moments.
Yeah. And that's like really portrayed when he gets personal.
Yes.